Okay, the first problem asks us to convert 0.6% into a ratio strength. We can take the percentage and convert it into a fraction by taking the number and putting it over 100. That's the definition of a percent, is the amount per 100. And so we get 0.6 over 100. Now that is a fraction, but it has a decimal in it. And so we want to remove the decimal and make sure it's in its most fully reduced form before reporting it as a ratio. So in order to get rid of the decimal, we can multiply the top and the bottom by enough zeros to get rid of the decimal, which is just 10 in this case. We get 6 over 1,000. To reduce it, we would divide by the largest factor that the two numbers have in common, which I think is 2. So that's 3 over 500. And that looks like maybe it can't reduce any further, and so we can go ahead and tip that counterclockwise to get the ratio 3 to 500, and it's a weight per volume measure, just like the original percentage. In the second problem, we have a ratio 1 to 2,500 that we want to express as a percentage. We start by converting it to a fraction by just tipping it back clockwise to get 1 over 2,500. We divide that through to get a decimal, which would be 0.0004, and then the decimal is converted to a percent by multiplying by 100. So 0.04%. All right, in the last one, we're going to try to figure out how many milligrams of epinephrine would be delivered in a 0.5 milliliter injection of a 1 to 1,000 epinephrine solution. So let's start by taking this ratio and making it into a fraction, 1 over 1,000. And then it's nice to put the units on just to keep track of what we're working with. It's a weight per volume, so grams over milliliters, and the active ingredient is epinephrine, and the total preparation is an epinephrine solution. We want to know how many grams. Well, we want to know how many milligrams eventually, but let's start with how many grams of epinephrine are in 0.5 milliliters of the solution that gets injected. We can crisscross, and we get x is equal to 0.5 divided by 1,000. So 0.0005 grams of epinephrine are in that injection. And again, we wanted to know this in milligrams, and so we have to take that number and convert it to milligrams. That means multiplying. There are 1,000 milligrams in every gram. And so multiplying 1,000 times 0.0005 takes you right back to 0.5. So 0.5 milligrams of epinephrine are in that injection.